Now, moral hazard is a problem in several situations, but it's a big problem for insurers. See, those insurers want to make sure that the act of insuring us doesn't induce us to take more risky behaviour. See, if we do, then they're going to be on the hook for the cost of that risky behaviour that exists only because we are insured. So, as an example of that, think about buying a new car from the dealership. So you go along to the dealership, you sign your contract for that new car, and you've sorted out your insurance. You're just about to drive that new car home when you get a call from your insurance company saying, hey, there's been a little bit of a screw up, and your insurance is actually going to start tomorrow. But you need to drive that car home today. How carefully do you drive? I'm guessing you drive very, very, very carefully, because you know that if you have an accident, you're entirely on the hook for the cost of that accident. But really, isn't that how we should drive normally? See, we can afford to drive less carefully because we know we won't bear the whole consequences of driving carelessly because we are insured. The picture there might look a little bit strange, somebody throwing a cell phone, in fact an old flip phone, but this one was inspired by a story of mine from when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, I used to work with a kid, Damien, and Damien was one of the first kids that I knew who had his own cell phone back in the mid-90s. Now, we were hanging around at work one day. Damien and I worked in the produce department of a supermarket together, and we were talking about phones. He was talking about how upset he was with his current phone, that it was not performing properly. And he said, screw it. He took out his phone, he threw it against the concrete floor, it smashed, and I was like, what the heck are you doing? Well, then he said, oh, don't worry, I've got full insurance on that cell phone, so I can just go to the cell phone company, tell them my cell phone broke, and they'll buy me a new one. Now, this is pretty clearly a pretty silly situation. We don't want people behaving like this, just destroying things in order to get a payout from insurance, destroying things intentionally. But that's a consequence of a badly designed insurance program, where you have insurance for any eventuality. People are very likely to take advantage of that by behaving poorly.